Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe, welcome back on the channel. You can't imagine how happy I am to be back in front of my camera, my microphone. I have my two screens, the video is ready, and I can tell you that today we'll speak about diverse topics like the controversial shirt of Juve that was actually leaked yesterday. They announced it yesterday, a limited edition shirt. But then, you want to know who will be the first 11 players that will be officially lined up by Allegri? We have a little spoiler here in today's video, and then of course double interview. One to Milik, Gazzetta dello Sport, one Miretti. The titles are really misleading, but it's actually not really what they said. So remain on the channel, we have much more than that. Maximum of like, before holiday, 600 was the minimum that we were reaching easily. Can we do better? It only depends on you. Let me know how much you are happy that we are back today here in my comfort zone. Maximum of like, subscribe to the channel, we start. First of all, I want to say, Juventini, that I am super happy because you know it. I really care about the morning videos. These are the videos that I care the most about. I structure them, I edit them, and I want to try to reach the maximum of quality for you. Why? Because I really want to thank you to take a moment of your day and watching my videos. And that's why I'm happy that I'm back. But now we have to speak about you being happy, or at least some of you. The ones that are still wanting Juventus to play twice a week. That means participating to the Conference League. If a few days ago we were believing it was over, that Juventus would be banned, well, we have good news for the one that really want to participate to the Conference League that is coming from Spain. Osasuna, a few days ago, were banned. They made an appeal. They were banned for 2014 fraudulent activities from old ownership. Anyway, they made appeal and they received a green light by UEFA and Seferin to participate. Will that be the destiny of Juventus? We will discover it apparently latest on Friday, the 28th, if it will not be postponed again. But it's important, not only playing once or twice a week, but the strategy of Mercato are coming and will be developed from that specific decision. These words were confirmed by Giuntoli in his press conference, and that's why I can't wait that really soon we know what to do. Do we need more quantity in terms of player or less quantity but a bit more quantity or quality? Well, it will depend on the decision on Friday. Let me know if your opinion changed respect to a few days ago, where you were telling me, Beppe, you know what, if we don't participate in that competition that we don't really like, it's even better. Let me know if your opinion changed, but anyway, good signs from Spain for the people that wants to. We go with Gazzetta dello Sport, that is reporting us the first misleading title. At least, if we believe Gazzetta dello Sport, they go with Milik alla Juve, Milik to Juve. La meta è lo Scudetto. The objective is Scudetto. Big, bold words for Milik. Why? Because they are in total contradiction with the words of Allegri a few days ago. In Gazzetta dello Sport, in Tutto Sport, Milik is going with, we go for the Scudetto. That's the objective. And when you are entering the second page of Gazzetta dello Sport, so inside, you see this saying Scudetto, la Juve c'è, Scudetto, Juventus is there. Well, I'm happy, ragazzi. If Milik is telling me the objective is the Scudetto, well, I'm used to it. I want that the Scudetto is the objective. But the words are a bit misleading because I continue to read, I read the article and it's actually something that he never said. Why? His words were a bit manipulated. He said in Gazzetta dello Sport article, he said, I believe that speaking about the Scudetto is probably a bit too early. It's too soon to speak about Scudetto. Fundamental will be to start in a great way. There were already some changes in the team. For example, he's not saying it, but I'm telling you, Weah coming, Quadrado leaving, for example, some youth players that joined the first team and so on and so on. We'll see. We can count, of course, on a strong team. But let's see how the things will go. Allegri said, and he's repeating the words of Allegri, that the first objective will be to qualify to the Champions League, and we know it from 24-25, the revenues of the Champions League will even be increased from 20-25% with that new edition of UCL. Well, he's saying it's super important, and from that moment on, we will need to understand if we are strong enough to compete for the Scudetto, which is totally different than saying objective is Scudetto. The words of Giuntoli in his press conference were, I don't want to put myself minimum objectives. Let's try. Let's dream. We can start and we will see. Of course, he never pronounced the word Scudetto, a strategy divided by him and also aligned with Allegri. If you are reading the titles, you are saying maybe the players they don't know, maybe the communication didn't go to them. Well, actually, they did. And that's why, looks like Gazzetta dello Sport, they change a bit the title to put even more pressure to Juve. Or you win the Scudetto, or it's a total failure. Why? I don't know. Oh ragazzi, I want to win the Scudetto. I really want to win the Scudetto. That's the objective, of course. Of course, that's what we want, the dream, to go back in winning after the 3 last time it was Inter, Milan and Napoli. But how you are seeing things are important. And if you are putting Milik, objective the Scudetto, and at the end you didn't reach it, well, they will blame Milik. So pay attention how they are doing the interviews. A bit misleading title also on Tutto Sport for Miretti, because the title is Fare il Pogba, sono pronto. Doing the Pogba, I am ready. Well, if you are reading, it's not really speaking about being Pogba as a player, because we know it characteristic of both players are totally different. We really know how Pogba is, he has no secret for us, and we were able to learn and to discover a young Miretti. In that double beautiful interview in Tutto Sport, he's saying how much Allegri was important to him in terms of the trust that he gave him 2 years ago at the end of the season, integrating him with first team and giving him some first starting spots at Juve, but also last year where he's aware that he had a lot of ups and downs in the same season. Not really a up moment, a down, but ups and downs even in some games where he says, I am aware, Allegri helped me, motivating me when I was not doing well, giving me trust and beautiful words when I was doing well. Of course, I'm dreaming about that first goal, but it's not only the first goal. I want to do many of them. And of course, it starts with the first one. I love NBA, even if I would never have been able to play it. My big idol in NBA is Steve Curry, and then he's speaking also about the skills of Curry, the NBA players, vision of playing, being able from the distance to score with the 3 points and so on and so on. So really beautiful interview. What about Pogba? No, they are not speaking about him being Pogba, but the role in that 3-5-2. And he repeated 3 times that his favorite role where he's feeling the best is in that 3-man midfield as a mezzala. But of course, he's able and flexible and available to play a bit in an advanced position in that 3-5-1-1 that we saw last year. If this is what the team needs, he's able to do it, he's available to do it, even if he repeated so many times that his preferred position is mezzala. So beautiful interview for both players that I really liked, but you need to read their interview because the titles that probably will be translated on social media will not be really the words that they said. So pay attention, ragazzi. Pay attention again now, because we go with the first possible spoiled lineup that can possibly play against Milan. It will not probably be the one that we will see against Udinese, but we have some beautiful things to watch in that game. Well, it will be a 3-5-2 with Szczesny or Perin in the goal, not decided yet. The defense is the starting defense of last year, or at least the one that finished last year, with Danilo a bit more on the left, Bremer in the middle, and Gattone with the number 4 on the right side of that 3-man defense. Changes on the wings because Kostic is not 100% yet. We will see and discover the number 27 Cambiaso on the left. Weah, the one that we are all waiting for to discover, to see, will he play more offensive? Will he play more defensively? What will Allegri tell him and ask him? Well, he will be there on the right. Locatelli, probably the only starter of Juventus 23-24, will be there again as a regista, with Miretti slightly a bit on the left as a mezzala, McKennie slightly on the right. Why McKennie? Is he climbing the hierarchy and convincing Allegri that he can be the player that remains at Juve? Or is it just to put him a bit inside? Or maybe because we don't have a lot of choices with Rabiot, Fagioli that are not in USA. We will discover it, but the midfield where we will not have a lot of answers. Chiesa in that 3-5-2 behind or next to Moise Kean. With Milik not 100%, with Vlahovic that just started to run yesterday, so not ready to play. So a big and a lot of answers that we are waiting from that first game against Milan. Milan that changed a lot of players with a big mercato. So let's see what that game will give, but we have some days to speak about. Speak about Weah, that we said that's a player that is making us curious, that we want to see, that we want to discover. Yesterday he was on Juventus Twitch, not with me because I'm on holiday, but with my friend Christine Cupo that yesterday took my spot and she was live there in USA. Fantastic, great job. I'm super happy for Christine. At a certain moment even the people in the chat were happy for Christine because Shakar87, my friend, said we want Beppe, but we got something better. So if people are happy, I am happy. What were the words of Timothy Weah? First of all, he said, I like when we are calling me Timo, like my mother used to call me. My relationship with the players, which one is the strongest one? McKennie, of course, I know him since long, but also Federico Gatti, that really welcomed me in a really warm way, and then Moiskin. I was really surprised about Gatti, that is already starting to be, a veteran of the team. Impressed technically by 3 Italian players, Chiesa, but of course, when you see Chiesa, one of the most informed men of USA, of course you are impressed, but also 2 other players, Miretti and Locatelli, and he's saying, my first goal will probably a goal with an assist of Locatelli, Locca, how he's calling him, saying that he was really impressed by Locatelli. I continue to say Locatelli, I'm waiting for the revelation season. Let's see, Locatelli. I will not hype him up too much. So beautiful words of Timothy Weah yesterday. If you didn't watch it, go back on Twitch and watch him. They spoke also about Yildiz. Not in front of the cameras, but Nicola Balice, Corriere dello Sport, Calciomercato, spoke about him that Juventus really want to extend him. They want already to give him a long contract, while the entourage, they want to see a bit. And a lot will depend on what will happen with Yildiz, that is impressing everyone. As a mezzala, but also as an offensive player in a 3-5-2, in a 4-3-3, wherever he's playing, is really impressing Allegri in that debut of the season, because he has that small thing that is actually showing some brilliance, some creativity, and a bit more concrete or clinical in front of the goal than Miretti. A lot will depend on Miretti, will he go on loan or not? Miretti himself, in Tuttosport, said, after the USA tour, we will discuss with the team what is the best solution for me. I'm open for everything, of course, I'm dreaming about Juve. But if he leaves, well, Weah and Yildiz could potentially be that clinical offensive player that can reinforce that midfield. Depending, of course, also on Sule, that in the beginning of the Mercato, there were a lot of clubs on him. At the moment, it's a bit more cold. But there, he is the player that we are counting on. Next gen, first team. Let's see what will happen with the exit Mercato. But if you love Yildiz, there are big chances that you will see him. Big chances that you will see Yildiz also against Milan. The one that you will not see are Pogba, Vlahovic. These 2 players will not be there. Where were they? Well, yesterday they were unveiling a limited edition shirt that was really controversial, together with Moiskin and Federico Gatti, as you can see on the pictures. Why was it controversial? Because people said, it's ugly, it's not beautiful. It was a collab, it is a collab with O32C, that is a brand that is quite famous internationally. Well, it's a brand that is actually, like we did last year, is collaborating with Juventus for some exposure. You saw it yesterday. There was that hologram in the sky there in Miami from Juventus logo that was really beautiful. If we are going to USA, it's not only for physical preparation, for friendlies to have some money, but also for international exposure. And Juventus has chosen a way of doing also, combining with initiatives, art, and so on and so on. Well, fashion, art, and so on and so on. This shirt is not the shirt that you will wear. It's not that. That is the shirt that Juventus players will wear when we will play the game. Limited edition for the fans, like we saw with the Palace kit and so on, is a shirt that you will play with on the field. And that's where you can judge if you like, you don't like a shirt. These shirts, that of course you can have an opinion, are not meant to be worn by players to play a game. So you have to analyze it with other eyes. These shirts are collector items that are a collaboration to enter also another world, the world of art, the world of fashion. And art and fashion are something that are totally, really totally subjective. Some people might like, some people might not like. And I understand that you are speaking about it, that you are not liking it, because when you are speaking about art and fashion, a lot of time, if you are advanced in your time, you are going with bold, big things that are controversial. Every piece of art that is really famous is controversial. So I can understand it, that it's not for the taste of everyone. Is it a shirt that I will spend €250 on to have in my collection? Probably not. But if I would have been able to see, to touch it, and to put it in a frame like that, it has something. That's my opinion. Anyway, ragazzi, we continue with Gazzetta dello Sport. Is still continuing with their strategy. Juventus has to win the Scudetto. They are obliged. And I agree. I hope they are right. But on the other side, they are saying Max. Here, the reinforcements. Who are they speaking about? Lukaku, Kessié, Wahi. Are they speaking about? No, they are speaking about Vlahovic and Federico Chiesa. Vlahovic plus Chiesa. This Juve, yes, this Juve is a team that can win the tricolore, the green, white, and red flag, the Scudetto. Ragazzi, beautiful article, but Vlahovic is still not running. Chiesa, we still don't know if he will stay or if he will leave, because we know it. Chiesa is not totally off the mercato. But they are saying that, yes, this team is a team that is obliged to win the Scudetto. Again, I don't understand it. Sometimes some people need to tell me, because at the moment, the only signing that we did, or swap, was Cuadrado going to Inter, and we took from Lille Weah. Let's see. I'm still thinking. Corriere dello Sport is also not changing that narrative, because if Gazzetta is putting pressure on Juve, we see that Corriere dello Sport is still continuing to believe that Romelu Lukaku will be a Juve player. The ex-Inter player has chosen Max Allegri, and he continues to train with the B team of Chelsea. Attenzione, because of course everything depends on Dusan Vlahovic. Zakaria, new teams on him. Monaco is a team that is on the Swiss player, and they are really serious on him. So pay attention, not only West Ham, but also Monaco. There are some players that are in the out mercato, like Pellegrini, for example, not anymore on loan to Lazio, but maybe definitely to Nice could be good, because we can cash in some money here. And then Giuntoli, that will go and meet Romelu Lukaku, or at least Chelsea, to speak about Romelu Lukaku. Apparently, there is already an agreement with the Belgian player and Juventus. Now they need to finalize to understand if they can lower some parts for the deal with Chelsea. Let's see. On the other side, Timothy Castagne is still not unlocked. There is still Holm as a player, so we are speaking again about the same names, but we are really blocked on the mercato, and we know it. Mbappe could be the domino effect there up front. For Holm, I'm happy if he joins, because that can allow us to go to our form and defense. Not if I read Tuttosport and they're saying that Giuntoli is offering for Holm a player like De Winter and Dean Huijsen. Because these two players, ragazzi, I really love them. I really believe in them. Then, if there are no space for them and they can go on loan without option, without obligation, but just a straight loan, I could possibly, why not, understand it. But I would prefer to keep these two players. Next gen for Huijsen with the possibility to play for first team. The Winter first team with the possibility to be one of the rotational starters. But again, these players are also linked with what we said in the beginning of the video. Will we participate to Conference League, yes or no? If yes, more chances, higher chances for them to stay with first team. If not, they could possibly go on loan. Ragazzi, that was it for my video. Happy that I was able to record it. Again, I'm asking you kindly, maximum of like. Tell me if you like the video, if you want some changes in the format. I'm curious. Grazie, forza. Juve.